Okay, welcome back to Open. Our next guest is a businesswoman, an entrepreneur, mental health advocate, and the founder and president of Walks of Light. She joins us to talk about her services her organization is offering to improve mental health outcomes within her community and our community. Please join me in welcoming Sojey Fernandez. Nice to have you with us. She's there virtually and in reality. Nice to see you, Sojey. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Thank you so much for having me today.
Just talk a little bit about Walks of Light, the beginning of it, why it was founded, and what the objective are, and then we'll break it down and talk about, the specifics.
Yes, absolutely. So, Walks of Light was found because we want to help our community to encourage to learn about mental health. Our mission is to foster open conversations about the mental health and encourage empathy, provide free resources to the community. And also, our mission is to educate, connect, and advocate. And the reason we started this, it was with the Dr. Luisa Perez. She's been helping the community for more than 20 years, especially the Bronx community. And since I have that passion for helping others, we talk about it and we say this is the time to really help our community understand mental health and encourage them as well.
There are all different levels of mental health issues, and some of the obvious ones we see in the streets, and we may know people, and we know their institutions and all that. But the whole notion of mental health applies, frankly, to all of us, and we are all at kind of a different level. So let's start off with everyday people who listen. We have the stresses of life. We know what's going on out in the world around us. Talk about for regular folk why maybe they should consider their own mental health in their everyday activities, whether they go to work or work with their family or whatever it is that they do.
I love that you bring these to this conversation because it shows that prolonged and chronic stress can negative affect our mental health, increasing anxiety and depression. And we all in a chronic stress sometimes. And when we realize the mental health is so important as physical health, we start really taking care our mind, our bodies, and our souls by exercising, by eating correctly, by taking the right vitamins for us to be at peace and taking care that important part, which is our mental health and our emotional well-being. When we are okay, everything in our lives can be okay. So that's the first step, really taking care ourselves.
You know what's interesting is, and I love the fact that you brought up the connection between your mental state and your physical state. I can't tell you how many times people have said, and I know they're going through problems at home or whatever, and they say, God, I have a stomach ache. And it's like, and I don't even know why. I didn't eat anything bad or anything like that. And then and then sometimes you say, well, you're kind of going through some hard times, and it comes out in that way. And the kids made you upset, your boss said something you didn't like, and then all of a sudden you say, gee, I don't feel well today. Gee, I wonder why. I mean,
Yes, yes.
that's what happens.
Yes, and that is again so important that you mentioned that because one of the conversation that Dr. Luisa Perez and I were having is that she has her clinic in the Bronx, and she was helping patients that were somatizing their really their emotions and her physical body. And for more that she was trying to help them physically, she realizes that what's going on, it was that they were going to trauma, they were going to pain, they were going to high anxiety or high chronic stress. And when she realizes this, she said, the only way that I will be able to help my patients, it is not just about the physical. I need to understand what's really going on in their late in the regular life. I need to understand what's going on in their mind so that way I can help them properly. And a lot of them, they really got healed right away when they realized that the problem was in their mind and not in the physical body.
You know, back pain is a lot like that, and there have been many studies about back pain. We could talk about all those separately, but I'll give you a little anecdote. I had a friend who came. I had an office in the job I had, and he came and he said, "Oh, I can't move my back." And so I said, "Sit down for a second." And then, I said, "How you been, man? What's going on?" He was having some issues with his family that he couldn't resolve, and I said, "Well, that's why you have back pain." And he said, "You know what? You're right." And he got up and he walked out my office and he was just fine.
Well, you're really an advocate for mental
Well,
health.
we're on the same page, but these are in a way very logical kind of things. So talk about walks of light and what it is that you provide. We can start with everyday people, and then we can talk about people with more severe mental health issues. But talk about walks of light and what you do to address these kinds of things.
Yes. So right now we have different services. What we're doing more, it's in online educations. We also host rallies, and we're gonna have our next rally now in this summer. So for daily day people, we host rallies to help the families and their young, to kind of like educate them about traumas, how to help a family member. We also host rallies that helps with physical activity that is an important part of our mental health. We also do a stress testing, free stress testing, because, like I said, the importance of somebody to understand if they are really high stress level. So that's what we're doing. We have a lot of different tools in social media and also in our websites, blogs, informations to help these to help the community, right? And for people that actually need more support, we have a groups of doctor, and that's our connection part,
Wow.
that we refer that to them. We have doctors that has volunteered their time, and this is so important because a lot of people don't get the help that they need because sometimes they don't have the resources, and that's what we are doing in Walks of Light.
So we talked about quote unquote everyday people with these kinds of issues, but let's just and I'm think about my friends and neighbors who are parents, and they say, "Gee, there's something odd or wrong with my child or with somebody in school, et cetera." What do you do, and how does Walks of Life intercede in that situation to really help them get professional help? I mean, at that point, you may need to cross the line from just having a conversation in Gary's office to really talking, with somebody who is a professional.
Yes, we have partners organizations that we send it to, and also the doctors that we connect our people to. And one of the organizations that we have partner is for kids with disability. So they actually do the testing, the psychological testing, to identify if what really that kid needs, or that young kids needs, for us to be able to help them. So basically, what we do is a connection, and we refer them to the right place.
We're going to move, as I said at the beginning, we'll move up the ladder. Then you see somebody who commits a crime and they say, "Gee, we never knew," or "We never really got them help," etc. Walks of Light, excuse me, provides free resources. It's very important to emphasize that. This is a case that you can really talk to somebody who can really help for free.
Yes. Yes, but the mostly that we're doing right now to help the community, like I said, are the rallies, and also the support that we are giving online. So these rallies are really important because we gather doctors, the volunteers, they're free with their times, to talk to the community, to give free information about how to help a family member, how to understand their emotional well-being. So that's how we are helping our community, especially the Bronx community at this moment.
Talk about the next event that you want to promote to tell people about.
Yes, our next event is going to be this summer. We encourage everybody to follow us in our social media because soon we're going to be posting all the information about that rally. And again, that is a free day for the community and for the family, to receive those free tools and those free resources that they need to have that connection with the family, and also to understand themselves and their family members that are experiencing any mental health.
And I'm sure you see some results, right? You get to know people, and then you say, "Wow, look at you! You're happy and healthy." Or they come back and they wave, and you know all of a sudden those issues they don't have. That must be very gratifying.
Yes, especially the doctor, because as you know, I'm an advocate, but the doctor that is my partner, she's the one that if
Really,
she will be here, she will tell you many cases, many families that she has helped throughout these 20 years. And this is something that affect us all. And
right,
that's why I'm so passionate about it, because when we understand really to have empathy, as you know, sometimes you see somebody that her arm broke, and then you were like, oh my god, this is so bad, let me open the door for them. You have empathy because you see it, but
right.
imagine that you cannot see the pain, you
So
know.
hey, we've got to get going. You are just a superstar. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for helping the people of the Bronx. It is walksoflight.org. Check them out, and let's all do better, be happier, and think of all the great things that Sohei just told us about.
Excellent, thank you so much for having me.
We appreciate your time. We're going to take a quick break, and then, of course, I'm not going. You're not going. We'll be right back.